beings are strong, because we can change ourselves. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats. And a 10-kilometer run! Do it every single day!
You have to keep doing it. No matter how difficult it gets. It took me a full 3 years to get this strong. In the beginning, you'll wish you were dead. You might start thinking, what's the harm of taking a day off? But for me, in order to be a strong hero, even if I was spitting blood, I never stopped. I toughed it out and endured the pain. I did squats, even when my legs felt like they couldn't move. Even when my arms started making weird clicking noises, I kept doing push-ups. A year and a half later, I started to notice a difference. I was bald, and I had become stronger. In other words, you gotta train like hell to the point where your hair falls out. That's the only way to become truly strong. There's no sign that the evils of this world are disappearing. That hasn't changed since before I became a hero. So, I guess that means I haven't really made any difference. I'm not necessarily sad about that. But there has been something bothering me lately. As the days pass, my emotions grow more distant. Fear, tension, joy, anger, I feel none of them anymore. In exchange for power, maybe I've lost something that's essential for being human. Having overwhelming strength is pretty boring, actually.
The battle was a hard-fought one.
Yeah, it sure was.
You lie. You were holding back, weren't you? I never stood a chance. It wasn't even a battle. You obliterated me. So much for the words of prophecies. You were just too strong. Sight.
If you believe you can't, then you won't. If you believe you can, then you might. But none of that matters if you never take a single step. People talk about talent like it's everything. Like being gifted is some golden ticket to success. But I wasn't gifted. I didn't have talent. I had one thing. The choice to keep going. Every day, same routine. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 10 kilometers. No shortcuts, no breaks. Just repetition. Even when it was boring. Especially when it was boring. And let me tell you something. Nobody claps for you when you're training in the dark. Nobody cheers you on when you're failing silently. But if you keep showing up anyway, that's where the difference is made. People want instant results, fast rewards. But real strength doesn't show up fast. It creeps in slowly, like calluses on your hands, or fire in your lungs. You won't notice it at first, but it's building. You don't need to be talented. You don't need rich parents. You don't need the right school, or fancy equipment, or a backstory that makes people cry. You need one thing. The courage to not quit. Most people limit themselves before the world even tries. They talk themselves out of greatness. They say, I'm not good enough, or I don't belong. But here's the truth. Nobody belongs until they make themselves belong. You get to choose your path. You get to decide how hard you hit back. You don't need permission. You need to move. It doesn't matter if people notice. It doesn't matter if you fail. You learn. You adapt. You move forward. That's how you grow. Want to be strong? Then stop acting weak. Stop waiting for motivation to find you. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline isn't. I trained until I broke. Then I kept going. Not because I'm special, but because I was tired of being powerless. Tired of running. Tired of being the guy who could only watch from the sidelines. You don't have to fight monsters to change. Your monster might be self-doubt, laziness, excuses. You fight those the same way. One rep, one decision, one day at a time. There's no secret, no chosen one, no destiny. Just pressure and response. How will you respond? You think the strong were born strong? No. They built themselves in silence, while others gave up. They took hits and kept going. They were scared and kept going. They doubted themselves and kept going. That's what makes you strong. The refusal to stop. When you fall, get back up. When you lose, learn something. When no one believes in you, believe anyway. Because the truth is, the world isn't fair. It's never been fair. Some people start ahead, some people don't. But the finish line doesn't care where you began, only where you end up. So start ugly, start slow, start scared. Just start. And don't stop. When it gets hard, lean in. When you feel like giving up, push one more time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to persist. Because no one else is coming to save you. No power-ups, no magic shortcuts, no chosen fate. Just you. And honestly, that's enough. You're stronger than you think. Not because someone said so, but because you'll prove it. Every single day you refuse to quit. So keep moving. Keep fighting. And when you hit your limit, break it.
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world. The longer you live, the more you will realize that the only things that truly exist in this reality are merely pain, suffering, and futility. Listen. Everywhere you look in this world, wherever there is light, there will always be shadows to be found as well. As long as there is a concept of victors, the vanquished will also exist. The selfish intent of wanting to preserve peace initiates wars, and hatred is born in order to protect love. There are nexuses, causal relationships that cannot be separated. Normally. For truly this reality is a hell.
Everything that you thought had meaning, every hope, dream, or moment of happiness, none of it matters as you lie bleeding out on the battlefield. None of it changes what a speeding rock does to a body. We all die. But does that mean our lives are meaningless? Does that mean that there was no point in our being born? Would you say that of our slain comrades? What about their lives? Were they meaningless? They were not! Their memory serves as an example to us all! The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen. Their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them. And as we ride to certain death, we trust our successors to do the same for us. Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world. My soldiers push forward. My soldiers scream out. My soldiers raise!
Guys, hold Garo still. Okay. Wait.
Naturally, there was no scenario where the monster would ever win. I was always the loser. The popular kid always beats up the little guy that no one likes. That's just the way the world works. Screw justice. And screw evil, too. I'm gonna be killed simply because that's what everyone else wants? It's not fair. I can't stand it. It pisses me off. All I want is to make them understand. I'm here to fight for underdogs everywhere. Good, evil. I reject them both.